This St Albans playing field holds an unheralded place in the history of sport. It was here on Cunningham Hill in 1907 that a Congregationalist minister introduced a middle-aged seed merchant to golf. The Reverend Frank Wheeler felt golf would help his friend Samuel Ryder escape from the pressures of running a highly successful business while also holding office on the city council and serving as a magistrate. This encounter planted a seed that was to grow into one of the most keenly anticipated and dramatic events on the sporting calendar, the Ryder Cup. Ryder was born near Preston in 1858 and worked for his father's market garden business after dropping out of college due to poor health. He arrived in St Albans with a plan. In 1895, in a garden shed at 5 Foley Lane, Ryder started a revolutionary mail order business, selling packets of seeds for 1 penny. At a time when seeds typically cost between 1 and 10 shillings a packet, Ryder's mission was to make gardening affordable for the working classes. St Albans rail links to London, the Midlands and the North were key to Ryder's distribution system, geared to ensuring orders were delivered in time for his customers to plant them after work on Saturday afternoons. Driven by simple, small ads placed in newspapers all over the country, the business grew rapidly and moved first to rooms above a shop on High Street, and then in 1897 to the old Presbyterian meeting house. In 1899, Ryder himself moved to a bigger family home, Scarsdale House. In 1902, the Ryder Company moved 100 yards up Dagnall Street to the old Wesleyan Sunday School that used to stand here. The following year, the opportunity arose for Ryder to purchase property next door to the White Hart Inn on Holywell Hill, which was at the time the main road between London, Holyhead and Ireland. Within a couple of years, the business was employing around 90 people, who were handling more than 2,000 orders a day from a catalogue of 5,000 seed varieties. Ryder Seed Mews and Samuel Square now stand near the site of the large warehouse that Ryder built. Committed nonconformist, Ryder originally worshipped at the Independent Chapel in Spicer Street. Later, he was to be a major benefactor of the Trinity Congregationalist Church, which opened in 1903. It was here that Frank Wheeler, who introduced Ryder to golf, was minister. An active member of the Liberal Party, Ryder was elected to the City Council in 1903. He served as mayor between 1905 and 1906 and was an enthusiastic member of the Clarence Park Recreation Ground Committee for 20 years. In 1906, the now wealthy Ryder moved into Marlborough House. After his introduction to golf on Cunningham Hill a year later, Ryder would retain a local professional as a tutor and practice 6 days a week, entirely within his own extensive grounds. Ryder was admitted to membership of Verulam Golf Club in 1908 and elected to the committee in the same year. He helped to negotiate a new lease with the Earl of Verulam and was also among the first to subscribe to debentures for a new clubhouse and to extend the course from 9 to 18 holes. Councillor Ryder laid the foundation stone for a new Salvation Army citadel in February 1911 and was elected captain of the golf club later in the year. The highlight of Ryder's captaincy was the official opening of the longer course on the 27th of April 1912. Ryder felt strongly that clubs should do more to support and promote their professionals. The archetypal golf club member of the period perceived club professionals as little more than servants who were often not permitted to enter the clubhouse. To commemorate the opening of the extended course, Ryder organised a day of exhibition matches between prominent professionals. This was Ryder's first experiment in multi-format matches. In the morning, Harry Varden, the reigning Open champion, played James Braid, a previous Open winner and the course's designer, while the Verulam professional Charles Wallace took on Ernest Penfold from Mid-Hearts in a pair of medal matches. The afternoon consisted of a 4-ball. Varden and Penfold beat Braid and Wallace by a single hole. In 1920, Ryder supported his brother James in starting a herbal remedy business called Heath and Heather, a brand that survives to this day. The new enterprise was initially based in Albert Street, just around the corner from Samuel's established seed business. The expanding business relocated several times in quick succession to 6 Lower Dagnall Street in March 1922, to 53 Victoria Street in 1923, and then in 1924 to an old hat factory between St Albans Main Line Station and James' own home in Ridgemont Road. The Ryder brothers hosted a match play tournament for professional golfers to promote Heath and Heather. The first tournament in July 1923 broke new ground as the first tournament in Britain to pay every entrant to play £5. The field included 6 open winners and was won by the reigning champion Arthur Havers. Just prior to the tournament in June 1923, Ryder had downsized, moving from Marlborough House to a smaller property in Clarence Road. In June 1924, Heath and Heather sponsored a challenge match between Abe Mitchell and Charles Whitcomb. The following month, the Ryders staged a 72-hole 4-ball match play tournament to be contested on 2 courses by teams of professionals from Britain and America. George Duncan and Abe Mitchell represented Britain, Walter Hagen and MacDonald Smith the USA. The British pair were 3 up after the first 36 holes played at St George's Hill, Surrey. They held out to win 4 and 2 at Oxey near Watford. Further Heath and Heather matches were staged in 1925. After one, in October, Ryder announced that he had retained Abe Mitchell as his private professional to allow him to concentrate on tournament golf and fend off the increasingly powerful American challenge for the Open. Mitchell took up residence at 19 Cunningham Avenue. Then, in 1926, Ryder commissioned a trophy for an international tournament to foster warm relations and goodwill between British and American golf professionals. The figure on its lid was modelled on Mitchell. The formal deed of gift for the Ryder Cup, a copy of which can be seen at Verulam Golf Club, was drawn up by Tom Anderson Davis, Samuel's nephew, here at 22 St Peter's Street. A tournament was held on the 4th and 5th of June 1926 on the East Course at Wentworth, which had opened just 2 years earlier. Teams of 10 aside played 4 balls on the first day and singles on the second. Against all expectations, the British won by 13 points to 1, with 1 match halved. Ryder personally donated £5 to each player. However, this match is not considered to be the first Ryder Cup, and the gold trophy was not presented, largely because the US team had been selected by Walter Hagen from among the Americans in Britain for the Open, rather than being a representative team selected by the US PGA. First British Ryder Cup team gathered at Verulam Golf Club on the 17th of May 1927, before travelling to Worcester Country Club in Massachusetts for the first official Ryder Cup played on the 3rd and 4th of June. The US won 9½, 2½. Back in St Albans, the Ryder Exhibition Hall, alongside the Ryder & Son headquarters, was opened on the 6th of May 1931. The building still stands. Samuel Ryder died aged 77 on the 2nd of January 1936 during a New Year's stay at the Langham Hotel, Portland Place in London. He is buried in St Albans Cemetery with his favourite mashie. While Ryder's memory is very much alive at Verulam Golf Club, apart from 2 small and tucked away developments, there has been little to commemorate Ryder in the city he made his home. But things are changing, and St Albans has a renewed pride in its former mayor. A heritage trail has been mapped out. A school has been renamed after him. And the Samuel Ryder Foundation is raising funds for a life-size statue for which planning permission has already been granted. However, modern-day residents are actively discouraged from trying their hand at golf on Cunningham Hills.